Good morning. How is everyone this morning? Awesome. Is this the song we start with? It is the song we start with. That's funny. I can't remember how it starts. Yeah, but what about the woo-woo-woos? We're having a moment up here, because this is the first time we've done this song. How does the woos go? Because we do another song with woos today. And now I can't remember how these... That's right, okay, here we go. Okay, we'll try this again. Here we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the clouds. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky, we danced with monsters in the night. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. Whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. Ooh. Ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Ooh, ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. I howled at the moon with friends, and then the sun came crashing in. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. All the possibilities, no limits, just epiphanies. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. Whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, just don't wake me now. Ooh. Ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Ooh, ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. I hear it calling outside my window. I feel it in my soul. The stars were burning so bright. The sun was out till midnight. I say we lose control. Ooh, ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. Everybody all right? Everybody up now. Ooh, ooh, this is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. All right. Yeah. We have this funny thing so because we do new songs each month, you know, we come in on the first Sunday of the month and it's like we have this massive amount of music to work through in the morning. And it feels like we did that 2 hours ago, which is when we last did it. And that was the first time we had done it. So welcome to Tucson New Thought. How is everyone this morning? Beautiful, beautiful. I want to say welcome to everybody who's watching online. So grateful that you are with us live this morning. We are live, unlike last week where we had a little bit of a technical issue, but grateful to be able to put the word out there and out. It's the Canadian. Be able to put the word out there and reach a greater audience than those who are just in the room. But I'm so grateful for those of you who have decided to show up here in the room on this wonderful rainy day here in Tucson. We come together as a spiritual community every Sunday here at Tucson New Thought to celebrate one thing, to understand one thing and one thing only, and that is that the entire universe revolves around the concept of love being the creative force. That's what we are here to celebrate. And we do this through music and through inspirational words and through contemplation and meditation, however we choose to do it. It is all good, and it's going to go right in line with what I'm really going to talk about today, which is, today is all about belief. What is belief? How do we settle into belief? And the big question, what do you believe? So that's going to be coming up in the talk today. We are here to create a world that works for everyone. That is the vision of Tucson New Thought, and we do this through our mission, which is to provide practical tools for personal transformation, thereby awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And I'm so grateful that we are on this road together. So we have, well, not that I ever want to point people out, but we do have a new person in the room today. I'm so grateful that you've decided to join us. And I want you to know that I know a little secret about you. I know, it's like, wait, did you? I did research because I know these things. I did a little research into the universal mind, and here's what I understand. You are magnificent. And the reason that I know that, and the reason we all know that, right? We all know that, right? You are magnificent. The reason we know that is because we know that about ourselves. We are, each of us, magnificent expressions of an infinite wholeness. And so let's claim for ourselves right here and right now, affirming I am magnificent. Let's all say that together. I am magnificent. And so let's greet our neighbor and recognize the magnificence in each and every one of them. I want to let you know, you are magnificent. Yes. And I recognize the magnificence in every single one of you who are watching online. Grateful that you've decided to be with us today. Just noodle a little. Mm-hmm. You are magnificent. Yes. You're magnificent. So one of the things that I really look forward to each week is doing this ceremony, this ritual that we call lighting the flames of faith. And it is a way in which we ceremonially honor all religious paths, all faith traditions. And for each candle that we light, we recognize that all these paths, all these faiths, they're all connected as spirit, as love. It all comes from this one source energy, and that energy is wholeness and is the source of all creation. And so we light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the divine will of love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. We light a candle to represent the healing of any circumstance that requires divinity to be revealed. And the final candle we light, this is your candle for whatever is in your heart right here and right now that requires illumination. Let this be the light that guides your way. Thank you. I invite you to just relax right where you are as we settle into a deeper knowing. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and true and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am grateful every moment, every day. Here's what I know. There's an infinite wholeness. There's an infinite presence. There's an infinite love. There is only this one energy. I call it God. I call it good. Each and every one of us is a perfect expression of this infinite wholeness. Each and every one of us is this wholeness, living its life as our own, each of us individualizing it as ourselves. Right here and right now, I know there is absolutely no separation. There is only this goodness. There is only this light. There is only this love. And this is who and what we are. Trusting this, knowing this, it is from this point of view that I understand that this time we have chosen to be together is good and unfolds gracefully, easefully. It is love-filled, and it is full of kindness. Trusting in this perfection unfolding here and now through this thing called our Sunday gathering, called our service, called our celebration. No matter what it's called, it is good. And so I simply release, let go, and allow with gratitude in my heart, gratitude filling my entire beingness. I let it be so, knowing it is so, as together we say, and so it is. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and true was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am kinder every moment, every day. And I am grateful every moment, every day. Yes, I am stronger every moment, every day. When it's comfortable for you, I invite you to open your eyes. I've had this, whenever I'm constructing whatever the month's songs are going to be, I'm always surprised on that first Sunday of the month how it actually plays out. And that was a lot different than I expected it to be, just at the soul level for me. And I'm grateful for how that has unfolded. I feel centered. How about you? Yeah. I invite you to offer to me, please, a number between 25 and 423, or is it 23 and 425? I can't remember.
127.
Well, there you go, 127. 127. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd number between 1 and 4. 1? I laugh every week because it literally is perfect every single week. Remember I said that today was going to be all about belief? What do you believe? What is belief? Jesus said, "As thou hast believed, so it be done unto thee." Knowing the nature of law, he did not say, "It is done unto you as you wish." He announced the universality of the law when he called it a law of belief. Can you just bring the level of this microphone down a little bit? It's just a little ringy. And I think because I'm standing in front of the, I can project. Oh my goodness. Jesus said, "As thou hast believed, so it be done unto thee." This is my whole talk. So I feel a little bit like maybe I should just do the talk at this point. This entire philosophy rests upon the premise that our beliefs create our life experiences. That's the entire philosophy. We teach it with two parts. God is all there is, and that's who and what we are. That is it. There is only this one universal creative power. We call it love. We call it God. It doesn't matter what you call it. That is utilizing language to try to describe something that is beyond language. It is ineffable. So we have these very challenging words that we use because people are challenged by the word God. They're challenged by the word Spirit. They're challenged in various ways by the words that we use to describe that thing that is greater than we are, that we perceive in our heart and soul that is greater than we are. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what words you use. That thing is present right here and right now. And it is who and what we are. That's number one. There is only God. Number two is that the universe operates based on a law of cause and effect. Oh my gosh, are you tired of hearing me say this every single week? The universe operates based on a law of cause and effect. And so for everything that is in our world, that is the effect to some cause. That is the effect that shows up because of some cause. Now, what we teach is that that cause rests entirely in mind. And our individualized use of mind is what creates the effect. Our individualized use of an infinite mind is the cause, and everything that shows up is the effect. So where does belief play into this? I'm going to use this quote, even though I've got it written in my notes for later. Belief sets the limit to what we can experience. Belief sets the limit to a demonstration of an infinite principle. We are the ones who limit the expression of our lives through our belief system. And so that's what Jesus is saying. Jesus said, "As thou hast believed, so it be done unto thee." So what the good news is here, actually, I don't want to lose that page. Oh, I've got it there. What the good news is here is that as we expand our belief, as we expand that which we know, as we expand the possibilities, we expand the experience of our life. Because as we expand cause, we expand the effect. And isn't that what we're all coming to look for in some measure? When we show up to spiritual centers, we're looking for that next thing. I didn't know I was looking for it until I was thrown into it. because that's the other part of this. We don't always have an acute, active awareness of what is happening in that causative mind. 100% of mind creates our life. We are aware of about 10% of it. 90% of mind is below the level of awareness, but it is still creating everything in our life. And so here's what this entire philosophy is about. We talk about utilizing practical tools for personal transformation. Sorry, the siren just... We're utilizing practical tools for personal transformation. The practical tools are to uncover and dig into that 90%. So that as we start to bring that to the level of awareness, we can then actively do something about it. It is not done unto you as you wish. We're not hoping. It is done unto you as you believe. We are knowing. That's what it's all about. So that's the random reading and reflection. I will read it one more time. Jesus said, as thou hast believed, so it be done unto thee. Knowing the nature of law, the law of cause and effect, he did not say it is done unto you as you wish. He announced the universality of the law when he called it a law of belief. And our work is to announce, our requirement is to announce our desire unto this same law. Jesus was no different than any one of us. Jesus was a way shower. Jesus was a great teacher, but Jesus was not something greater than we are. We all have the capacity to embody the Christ consciousness that Jesus embodied, and so many other mystics have as well. That's what comes up today. There's going to be more on that. There's going to be more on that. Yeah. But let's sing a song. This is the other song with the O-O-O's. May I have a B flat, please? Ready? Oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh, whoa. Fear, you're just a name that I have learned. Another way for me to turn. And you brought me here, and it took years for me to find that you were only in my mind. Hey, hey! I was looking in the wrong place, couldn't see what I've always known. I was facing the wrong way. I missed it all, I don't care what they all say. Let me find my own way home. I don't care if my heart breaks. All I want is love. Hope. You're just a name that I hold close. There when I needed you the most. And you brought me here, where I can learn to love myself without the love of someone else. Hey, hey, I don't care if the best. Couldn't see what I've always known. I was facing the wrong way. I missed it all, I don't care what they all say. Let me find my own way home. I don't care if my heart breaks. All I want is love. Oh, 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 oh. All I want is love. Oh, 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 oh. All I want is love. I don't care what they all say. I don't care if my heart breaks. I don't care what they all say. I don't care if my heart breaks. I don't care if my heart breaks.
I've been looking in the wrong place. Couldn't see what I've always known. I was facing the wrong way.
I missed it all. I don't care what they all say. Let me find my own way home. I don't care if my heart breaks. All I want is love. I don't care what they all say. All I want is love. I don't care if my heart breaks. All I want is love. I don't care what they all say. All I want is love. I don't care if my heart breaks. all I want is love. All right. A little rough today, but that's okay. Thank you, Stefan. I love that song. I love it, I love it, I love it. It's by a group called A Great Big World. And I'm kind of, well, I've been listening to them for years and years and years. And probably their most famous song to date is that song, Say Something, I'm Giving Up on You. I'll be the one if you want me to. But their albums are really awesome. The two of them they met in theater school, musical theater school, or music school, and they just found the sound that they had between them, and they found that they could write music beautifully together, and so they've created this, this group, this band, that's just the two of them, and they now, are famous and travel the world. So talking about belief. I go to the lyric first. Fear, you're just a name that I have learned. Oh, I freaking love that lyric. Fear, you're just a name that I have learned. That's it. We talk about fear and faith and love and blah, da, 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 da. But at the end of the day, fear is just something that we've learned to embody. And we are taught this from a very young age. Basically, the moment we come out. We are taught fear. And we embody this concept of fear, and it becomes part of that 90%, and our life unfolds based on fear. But we're the ones who are in charge of it. So let's start to turn that around. We can do this through the use of our mind. If we believe in fear, we can say, wait a second, I see that belief, and I can do something about it. I can turn it around. I can turn it into love. I don't even go to saying fear that fear and faith are antonyms of each other. I say that fear and love. Love is what we always want to turn to. Because when we are in love, when we are expressing love, when we are in that conscious energy of love, then faith comes with that. Kindness comes with that. Joy comes with that. Happiness, the light, the attributes of God, love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, and joy. They're all wrapped up as the opposite of fear. And so when we are in that place, life gets good. Life gets good. But we have to come to a deeper sense of belief. That this is the truth, I think. At least that's what works for me. Because you'll understand why I say that's what works for me. Because here's the question I want to ask you first and foremost. What is belief? And this is open. If you'd like to answer, I will recount for those who are online, because you don't have a microphone. What is belief? Oh, we talk a lot about belief, don't we? But what is it? You don't know what other word to use other than belief? Okay. Belief is believing, yeah. A foundational, preconceived notion, we don't question it, but we live by it. Okay. And I'm only repeating it again because, yeah.
It's just a set of thoughts you keep thinking again and again until it becomes this big pattern.
A set of thoughts we keep thinking again and again, and it becomes a pattern. Oh, all right. Any other thoughts? Knowing? What does that mean to you?
Well, the difference that I do, I'll say between like belief and faith. Faith is, there's something out there that might or might not be true, but I'm going to buy into it. But knowing is, it is true. There is no question about it.
Okay, so faith is something out there, and knowing is something in here.
Right.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I believe that what he's saying is knowing is belief. That what is in here, that's our belief. That's my understanding.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, whenever I want to define a word, I have this wonderful resource called a dictionary. And this is how it's defined. Belief is a mental attitude of acceptance. irrespective of the presence of empirical evidence. Belief is a mental attitude of acceptance irrespective of the presence of empirical evidence. So I think that ties up with faith, because what we're saying is that outside of evidence, there's belief, right? We have belief. That is our faith. The science of mind, now here's the thing about the science of mind, because that is my path in New Thought. The science of mind, I'm a religious science minister. The science of mind, even though we have statements of belief, I hold very firmly to this notion. We are not here to tell you what to believe. We are not here to tell you what to believe. What the science of mind does, in my understanding and in my experience, is it's providing a safe container to review and accept or challenge the beliefs we have in place. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to look at my beliefs. I'm here to say, what is it that I believe? Challenge it and say, is this true? Is this true? And if it's true for me and it is in service to my greatest expression of life, awesome. And if it is true for me and it is not in service to my greatest expression of life, then maybe I should do something about it. But at the end of the day, we all carry through our lives our own belief system. Now, that's how I use it. That's how I use it. Now, you will frequently hear me say, we teach. We teach. We teach. I very rarely, I don't think I've ever said, unless it was specifically a quote, we believe. Because I don't know what you believe. I don't know what you believe. I only know what I believe. And I'm uncovering that, and it's a lifelong job to uncover more and more what I believe. So I'm not going to worry about what you believe. What I'm going to encourage you to do, though, is to start to get in touch with what it is you do believe. Because, as Jesus said, your belief sets the limit. It is done unto you as you believe. And so your expression of life is rooted in those things that you believe. That's the teaching. That's the teaching. I don't ever want to tell anyone what they should believe. Beliefs play a fundamental part in the creative process, and that's why it is important that we dig into that 90% to uncover our beliefs. Ernest Holmes wrote this. This is the actual quote that I've been hinting around. This is the actual quote. Our belief sets the limit to our demonstration of a principle which of itself is without limit. Our belief sets the limit to our demonstration of a principle which of itself is without limit. Whatever we look to in the world, that is a reflection of what is happening in our lives, in our mind, in our belief system. What is showing up is directly correlated to what is in our belief system. So, I talked about this last week, or the week before, I don't remember. I talk about it all the time. That's part of the reason I don't ever remember when I specifically talked about something. If I do not have money in my checking account, that is a reflection of what is happening in my mind, and that thing in my mind may be a belief in lack. That belief in lack may be something that I have glommed onto in my life because I may think that there is some honor in living a poverty-filled life. Maybe. I don't know. But if I would like to have more money in my checking account, and I'm not saying that either one is good or bad, I'm just saying if I would like personally to have more money in my checking account, it is not about going and working harder. It is about understanding more deeply that I am the abundance of the universe because I am that infinite energy at the level of expression of me. And that energy, being unlimited, has all the abundance. And let's face it, if everything is God, if everything is love, if everything is this universal presence, if everything is universal spirit, well, what could be more? Because abundance is infinite in that context. The only limitation is me if I'm not experiencing that abundance. The only limitation is my own mind. So our belief sets the limit to our demonstration of a principle which of itself is without limit. So here's the irony and the basis for my messages for the next few weeks. There is irony in this. I said last week, during the annual community meeting, actually, I said that I was going to be utilizing the Declaration of Principles as the basis for my next several weeks of talks. In 1927, Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, wrote a declaration of principles titled, What I Believe. It's what Ernest Holmes believes. And it has been adopted into this entire faith tradition, into this philosophy, and is now expressed as what we believe. And it's still published monthly in Science of Mind magazine. The entire Declaration of Principles is published monthly in Science of Mind magazine. So here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. There are many statements. I'm going to work on 3 of them today. As we work through these statements over the next several weeks, I want you to determine your relationship to that statement. Is it something that you believe? Is it something that you would like to believe? Is it something that you absolutely do not believe? And then make your decision around whether you would like to embody that principle. It's just an idea. It's just an idea. But you are at choice. Each and every one of us is at choice. What I do know is that as I have worked more and more and more with these particular statements, and I work through them repeatedly, as I have worked through them more and more and more, I have come to realize that they are a fundamental part of my personal belief system. And they build upon each other. So I'm going to start with number 1, the first statement in this Declaration of Principles. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. What do you think? What do you think? You know, I can tell you what my thoughts are around it. Like I said, I hold to this. This is what I believe. I have taken this on as a belief of my own. But what are your thoughts on the statement? What do you believe? Do you believe in God? Do you believe that there's a living Spirit Almighty, indestructible, one absolute, self-existent cause? In other faith traditions, there are multiple concepts of the deity. There are multiple concepts of God. It is not relegated to one infinite idea. In this particular faith tradition, we say that God is the allness. That is it. God is. God is. That's a full sentence. We teach God. We teach God within this philosophy, within this faith tradition. But is God true for you? But even bigger than that is that if God is true for you, what is your understanding of God? What is your understanding of God? If I were to go out on the street with a microphone, actually I almost want to do this, but I'm going to go off camera. I'm not going to do it. Well, maybe, no, I'm not. I'm going to ask the question, what is God? Yeah. God is the energy? The energy. So it's a definite article on that, the energy, okay? What is God? I like the word energy, universal energy. Universal energy, okay. All right. Infinite field of pure potential. Lovely. Yeah. We've got some agreement out there. Awesome. Good order. That's one of my favorites. Good orderly direction. Where did you hear that? Where? 12-step. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, because I've heard it on. It's come to me from multiple directions. Good orderly directions. Brilliant. Brilliant. If God is infinite energy, if God is pure potential, if God is pure, infinite, everything, then what is the next step around knowing this infinite truth? This is the next part of what we teach. This one, God, manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. Absorbed is an interesting word, isn't it? Absorbed is an interesting word. So the root of absorbed it comes from the Latin, which means to suck in, right? Like a sponge sucks in, it absorbs the moisture. So we are, for lack of a better way of putting this, we are all the very essence of God sucking in its nature at all times. We're also getting wrung out and exuding its nature at all times. There's absolutely no separation. We're not separate from the infinite wholeness. It is manifesting itself by means of us. This one manifests itself in and through all creation. We're not separate from creation, which is why, you have not, Yvette, you have not heard me yet. I very frequently come up here and I say a statement that freaks some people out, but I trust that I have explained it thoroughly to be able to stand up here and say, I am God. You are God. Everything that exists is God. So we have to be able to make that claim. And when we make that claim, we get to then really address the belief system from a point of power, not a point of less than. Because so many people think that God is something out there and that they have to supplicate themselves to address the things in their lives to make change. That's not the truth. When we understand that point of power, that God is who and what we are, that good orderly direction is who and what we are, we're approaching life from that place of infinite power. And boy, I'll tell you, change happens. Change happens. We are all necessary aspects of an infinite wholeness. We are necessary to the expression of God. You are necessary. How often are you told that? You are necessary. You are required. Your conscious presence on this experience in this plane of action is required for this plane of action. What a great thing. It's like it's like theater. I come from a theater background. I don't know if I've ever told you that. Shocking, I know, right? I come from a theater background. I spent a lot of time in the theater, decades. I was in the theater for decades, and it was the theater that brought me to this philosophy. If you're interested, go watch other talks. Here's the thing about theater. Theater is a wholeness. The experience of theater is a wholeness, right? You have a space. Let's just liken that space as being the infinite body of God. And within that space are all different aspects that combine to make the experience happen in theater. You have actors. That's what most of us know. We sit in the theater, and we see actors on the stage, right? That is one small part of the infinite wholeness, because also in that experience are spectators. There is no theater if there are no spectators, right? So those are two parts of an infinite wholeness. Now, beyond that, you also have crew. You have a crew that is behind the scenes. You rarely see the crew, right? But they are all there in support of the infinite wholeness to ensure that everything is flowing with grace and with ease so that the experience of the actor and the spectator goes off without a hitch. You also have a director. You have someone who has said, I'm going to allow myself to take charge of this experience. And they're the ones who are, and the actors agree to it. Not all actors agree to it. That is a challenge when you're a director. Oh my goodness. When an actor is like, I don't care what the director says, I'm doing it my own way. And that happens. It does happen. You also have producers. You have writers, you have producers, you have lighting people, you have lights, you have seats, you have a space, you have sound, you have everything that is affecting every sense, just like life. Here's the thing about it. If any one of those parts is removed from the equation, none of it works. And that's the lesson. That's why I can stand here and say, you are necessary. Because if you are removed from the equation, none of this works. None of it works. So, if the one is the one, God, infinite creative spirit, whatever you choose to call it, if the one is the whole, all the aspects of the one are contained within the whole. So here's the next question. Where do you fit in? Do you feel integral? Integral? Integral. It's such a hard word for me. I don't know why. I've always, that and the word banquet. I always want to say banquet. There are some words that I've always had a challenge with. Integral. Do you feel integral, or do you feel non-essential? I will remind you, it is done unto you as you believe. Your beliefs are completely, 100% tied up in your feeling. You can get to the understanding of your beliefs very quickly by recognizing your relationship, their relationship to the feeling. Do you feel integral, or do you feel non-essential? You don't have to believe me, but I believe you are integral to the expression and experience of life. You are integral to my experience of life. If you weren't, you wouldn't be here. Even if it's your first time, you are integral to my experience and expression of life. Let us begin to walk around. This is a calling. Let us begin to walk around looking at the face of every single person we encounter and reminding ourselves that every single person we encounter is integral to our experience of life. And when we see that they are integral to the experience of life at the personal level, how can we ever settle into isms or phobias or anything that is less than? That's just fear, a name that I have learned. I can let that go. But it takes work. It takes work. If you feel non-essential, remember, your belief sets the limit to your demonstration of that infinite principle. And that may be where the work begins, to begin to deeply understand that you are absolutely 100% necessary to the expression and experience of life. The third aspect that I wanted to talk about today is the third part of the declaration, which is this: the manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. The nature of God, the nature of infinite spirit, is absolute, it is self-existent, it is cause to all effect. That is the nature of the infinite principle. It is cause to all of creation. Everything that exists is the effect. The only desire God has, if we're going to, sometimes just for clarity, I anthropomorphize the concept of God. If God has desire, I would say that God's only desire is to create. That's it. We are the instruments of that creation. We're not the only instruments of that creation. We are part of the instruments of that creation. Everything that exists is an instrument of that creation. The great thing that we have going for us, at least as far as I know, because I've not seen anything to the contrary, is that we can actively utilize the same creative power for our own purposes in life. This energy of creation that we utilize, we utilize one word, really, to describe it. It is a synonym for God, but I like it so much more. Love. Love. Love is the self-givingness of the Spirit for the purposes of creation. Love. Lots of vibrant energy flowing forth, showing itself in physical form by means of all that exists. We are both the creator and the created at the same time. We are two aspects of the same thing. We are not two things. There is not God and us. There is only God. So I want to return to the place where I began. What do you believe? Because you don't have to agree with anything I've said today. I believe that asking ourselves the question, what do we believe? What do I believe? May be the most important question we could ever ask. What I have decided is that I am in alignment with these belief statements that I've set forth. I am in alignment with them. This declaration of principles, they work for me. They work for me. I've seen my life get better through the acceptance of these principles. So, if you are ready for your life to get better, I'm not saying you have to believe these things, but get in touch with what it is you believe, because your experience and expression of life is rooted in your belief. Namaste. A lot to think about. Thank you. I'm going to invite Stefan to join me back up here. As he's coming up, I'm going to invite you to take out whatever it is you're offering the center today in terms of a financial contribution, your investment, your tithe, whatever you choose to call it. Recognize and know that it is an infinite principle that is making itself manifest through the infinite circulation. Money is God in action. Money is love in action. It doesn't matter what you call it, it is good. I honor your commitment to the vision and the mission of Tucson New Thought. I'm so grateful to you for your support and the blessings you share. And as you hold whatever it is you're offering the center today in your hand, let us read together the divine givingness statement on your handout. Ready? Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that spirit is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And I'm going to invite everyone, if you're online, you can go to our website, tucsonnewthought.org, and make a contribution in support of what we're offering here, our vision, mission, and I'm so grateful for all that you contribute as well. Thank you. Couple of things that are coming up. Stefan is not going to be here next week, but I have a plan for music. I know.
I'm sorry.
I know. But I have a plan for how the music unfolds, because I always then, will do tracks and things like that. But if anyone has line on anyone who would like to play piano, I'd be delighted to have them come in and play with us and have fun. And in 3 weeks, both Stefan and Aiden are going to be gone, which poses another little bit of an issue. If there's anyone who has a willingness or knows anyone who has a willingness who would like to come in and learn how to do this over the next couple of weeks and then take it on in a few weeks when Aiden and Stefan are both out of town, that would be really helpful to this entire experience of Sunday celebration. Thank you, William, for this collection. What I would like to do is just relax right in this moment and honor all that has been given. Trusting and knowing that it is perfect circulation, it is perfect circulation of love through this time and this place for the expression and experience of all things that are good in this world. I welcome, I honor, I know that there is only goodness, and that all that has been collected here today moves through this physical thing called Tucson New Thought to do great things in this world. I know that it is utilized wisely, it is utilized with an inherent love at the core, and so for that I live in gratitude. I relax, release, let go, and allow, trusting in the perfection of God through this thing, as together we say, and so it is. We're going to close today. We're going to close today with Spirit's prayer. Loving Spirit, let's try that again. Yeah, I just need to take a step back. Loving Spirit, dwell in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without, all I need is here. all the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit, dwell in me, now and evermore. Right here, in this perfect moment, I settle into the secure knowledge that there is only this one thing going on. There is only this one power. There's only this one presence. There is only love. There is only good. There is only light. There is only this forward momentum through all of creation, because it is all of creation. The nature of this infinite presence is to create. It is to unfold itself in terms of creation, in terms of evolution, constantly expanding the experience of each and every one of us into the greater and the greater and the greater. I trust this, I know this, and I know that each and every one of us is an infinite, perfect, secure part of that wholeness. Trusting in the flow. I give great gratitude for all that has uncovered itself here today. I give great gratitude for all that has unfolded in my life that has brought me to this perfect, pure point of experience. The entire universe has conspired for this moment to happen. And this moment. And this moment. For the universe is constantly conspiring for our good in every moment. Trusting this, knowing this, and with gratitude in my heart for all that has come together, for the physical space Spark Project Collective, and the great gift that we have been given by its owner, Johnny. I'm grateful to the magnificent musical expression of Stefan. I'm grateful for Aiden on our technical aspects, allowing us to move beyond the confines of physical walls. I am grateful for everyone who has come together here today. I'm grateful for William for providing hospitality. I'm grateful for Karimon for lighting our candles. I'm grateful for every single person who has made their presence known here today, recognizing that it is the presence of love, each and every one of us, the embodiment of love. And so I celebrate that with great joy in my heart as I release into the infinite knowingness this word. Trusting it is so, I let it be so. Knowing that my word spoken never comes back void, it always comes back fully formed, I let it be. As together we say, and so it is. Loving Spirit, dwell in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit, dwell in me, now and evermore. We're going to take the energy up a little bit as we close out with this wonderful song from the 70s, which you will recognize, I imagine. And you can get up and dance and sing and have at it. Here we go. Ready? Let's try it again. Got to come in on the downbeat. 2, 3, 4. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around. Love is in the air. Every sight and every sound. And I know that I'm not being foolish. I know that I'm being wise, for it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whisper of the trees. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And I know that I'm not just dreaming. I know that I'm feeling sane. It's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I call out your name. Ready? Okay, here we go. You ready? You all know this part, right? Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Oh. Here we go. Okay. Love is in the air, in the rising of the sun. Love is in the air, when the day is nearly done. And I know that it's not an illusion. I know what I see is true. It's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I reach out to you. Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I know that I'm not being foolish. I know that I'm being wise. It's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Oh. Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Love. Have a great week, everyone.